It's another day in Ulaanbaatar, and today we have a plan to go outside the city just about an hour or so away to see something very interesting. So everybody told us this is a place that you must visit. Every Mongolian we've met said you must check it out. So the plan is to get on a bus, get to the outside of the city. There's no direct transport to the place, so we have to still figure it out. And maybe we'll get there in about 2 hours or so. But the good thing is the weather is really nice right now. It's nice and cloudy. It's not sunny like it was yesterday.
Yesterday night it rained so nicely and today it's so nice and cool.
Yeah.
Perfect weather to go out.
The elevator isn't working and we have to climb down about 10 floors. The climbing down is easy. Getting back up sometimes. 10 floors is a lot of work. After all the summer that we have experienced between Vietnam and China and the first day in Mongolia, this is actually very nice weather. It does feel like it could rain any moment. We have our umbrellas, but the temperature is around 20 degrees right now, which is so nice.
Finally, an hour later, we're in the outskirts of Ulaan Baatar, and in the far I can see green fields with a few girls and horses.
Look there. The bus is actually turning into this village, but we need to go that way.
Who's from Ulaan Baatar? You from UP?
We just hitchhiked. Our first hitchhike in Mongolia, and it was actually very, very fast.
Yeah.
Maybe because we are so close to the city center, we're so close to the capital city, it happened quickly. But as soon as we got off the bus, we were wondering how we'll cover the next 30 kilometers when we just stood there on the highway and
I just put out my thumb outside and immediately the car stopped.
yeah, this guy was really friendly. He's 25 years old.
Yeah.
He didn't want to be in the vlog. He was super shy. He was going to meet his girlfriend. So he said, I'll drop you here because it's right on the way for me. And then, guess where we are? Whoa! That is the largest statue of Genghis Khan in the world.
We could see it from far. Even though we were 2 kilometers away from this statue, we could see it from there.
It was
it's
so
really
cool.
big.
Anyways, we are here now. We're super excited to see it. There's also a lot of people who came here just like us, very excited. So it's going to be a bit more busier than we thought it would be. The two chubby birds right there.
And they have a blue tail.
Or as Shish says,
Little birdie!
looks like they have some kind of a building at the base. I don't know if it's a museum, but we also see people at the top near the head of the horse. So you see, that's how big the statue actually is. It's 40 meters tall. That's how small you'd feel right in front of this giant statue.
This statue behind us is the largest equestrian statue in the world. Equestrian means a statue of a person sitting on a horse. And here we can see Chinggis Khan is sitting on the horse, having sword near his left hand and a golden whip on his right hand. And people say that he found this golden whip somewhere in this area. This entire statue is made of stainless steel and nearly 250 tons of it was used to make this.
What's even more crazy is the cost of it. It's like 4.1 million US dollars. That much was used to build this entire complex. Inside, there's a museum and a gift shop in the first level. But the main attraction obviously is the statue itself. And the statue was actually built in 2008, so it's not too old. And the whole point of building this was for the Mongols to build an iconic structure that would represent their country. The same way Taj Mahal speaks for India, or Eiffel Tower for France, or Great Wall for China. So this monument speaks a lot about Chinggis Khan. Like for Mongolians, Chinggis Khan is one of the most important rulers ever.
Actually, Genghis Khan came to power at a very early age because he lost his father, and after that his father's brothers and relatives all helped him to rule the kingdom.
So he was only 9 when he got to the throne. But he had this spark in him that helped him understand how to unite people. And he used that methodology or that strategy to bring all these warring tribes, nomadic tribes that lived in the vast steppes and the Gobi desert of this area. And he unified them into what became the Mongol Empire. And this Mongol Empire sort of got its identity then, and till today, that identity sticks with people. I read somewhere, I don't know if this is true, but I read somewhere that 1 in every 200 people in Asia are likely to have the blood of Genghis Khan because of how far his empire spread. People could have a connection. So a DNA test apparently is how you get to know this.
And this statue is actually on top of a small hill. So once you stand here, you can see vast stretches of green grasslands. And then you can see a few gurs here and there, horses running somewhere in the far.
We learned while hitchhiking just now that the word gur in Mongol means home, which is also used for these yurt camps.
And even in Hindi, for home, we call it as gur. So the words are so similar, gur in Mongol and gur in Hindi.
And this probably comes from the similarities we have in language, because Buddhist monks brought a lot of Sanskrit with them to Mongolia over the last few centuries. And I think maybe that has something to do with the exchange of the two words. I don't know if it's Sanskrit that came here, it's the Hindi word that came, or the Mongol word that came to India though.
So we had picked this up from the supermarket today morning. It's actually a salad which comes with a dressing. So all we need to do is pour this dressing on the salad, shake it well and eat.
We just found a good picnic spot right in front of the statue. And inside, when we went inside the museum there, we could actually see that the Mongol Empire was a lot bigger than what we initially read it was. It's not just between the Altai Mountain and the Kingshan Mountain and Lake Baikal and the Great Wall of China. It goes a lot further. In fact, we read on the map that even the Empire of Kashmir was a taxpayer of the Mongol Empire. And the taxpayer region actually spread as far as Egypt, the Sinai Peninsula.
Whoa, that's big.
I mean, this is just from translating what I saw on the map. I may be wrong, but that's impressive.
It's filled with couscous, coriander, some cucumbers, corn, and different kinds of leaves. I like that we found these in the supermarket. It's like, it's easy to carry and you can just mix the sauce and have it fresh. But let's taste it first. Whoa. Mmm. I think it's the honey mustard sauce.
Oh,
It's too good.
that stuff is so good. The view in front of us is really good too. It's now time to head back to Ulaanbaatar city. We have a 55-kilometer journey, and most likely we may have to hitchhike because there's no bus line here.
At least for half the distance.
Yeah.
By the way, do you know what today is?
Today is Tuesday, Monday.
Today is 7th of July, and to this date, Navneet and I have known each other for 16 years. It's our anniversary. Meeting anniversary.
She keeps picking different dates for anniversaries. You heard when we were in Zimbabwe.
That was our marriage anniversary.
Then there's one in November.
That is our engagement anniversary.
And then there's one now.
This is our meeting anniversary.
Friendship anniversary.
Yes.
Yeah, we did meet each other in high school, or in back in Bangalore we call it first PUC. It's the equivalent of 11th grade. So we met there in the class.
And since then we are stuck to each other, bothering each other every single day.
I think it's mostly one way. Botherer, bothery.
Nobody's going to believe you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
We were super hungry and we came back to the same place we had dinner at yesterday. It's the Loving Hut. Got some pumpkin soup and what was the name of this? Souvenirs. It's a classic Mongolian noodle dish, but it's all vegetarian, and they've added a lot of veggies, some soy protein and peppers, and the chef, she made it extra spicy for us because it's so obvious now. There's not a lot of oil, but it's perfectly tasty. Just as we came back to Ulaanbaatar, it's got really sunny and hot again. We spent almost 2 hours in the traffic jam, which was to cover a distance of what, 3-4 kilometers. It was really, really bad. But the kind man who gave us a lift, he was talking to us the whole time and telling us so many things about Mongolia. So the time went by very quick. Anyways, now we're here for lunch or dinner. Well, it is 6:30 now, and the first meal of the day after the salad.
That was such a good, heavy meal. I think we deserved it after walking around all day long, going through all those weather changes. Like when we left the city in the morning, it was cloudy. By the time we reached Genghis Khan's statue, it was a little windy. While we were there, it started drizzling. And then once we came out of the statue complex, it started pouring like crazy.
It was one of the most extreme weather changes that we'd experienced I think in our whole lives. And it was
Yeah.
really, it was really fun for a moment because wearing shorts, my legs started to freeze with all that wind blowing. It was really gusty and
Like we were like this, our umbrellas in front of us, trying to push ourselves against the wind, and then our pants. My pant was completely wet. Navneet's legs were completely wet.
It was fun.
It was freezing.
Somebody exactly at that moment came and picked us up when we just began hitchhiking.
But now it's time to pick up some souvenir because today is our last day in Ulaanbaatar. Because
Last day in
tomorrow,
the city.
whoa, it's red. Cross.
We found this little souvenir shop yesterday, so we thought we'd go pick it up before we leave the big city. We just picked up a couple of souvenirs.
This is a Chinggis Khan magnet, and we've got a small gur keychain.
If you take off the keyring at the top, it looks like just a standalone house.
And this is Chinggis Khan statue again.
So usually we pick up one souvenir for ourselves and then one fridge magnet each for our mothers to put it on their fridges when we're back home. So
Yeah.
we've typically done this in every country. And of course, for all our postcard club members, we try to get a very nice, authentic postcard from around here.
Unfortunately, they did not have it here. I think we'll have to go to the post office and then check it there.
Now we're going to head back to the room. It's already, I think, 8 and sunset should be in about an hour.
Yeah.
But we're so super tired, we're going to hit the bed now. Before we go, we just wanted to say, tomorrow we're probably going to get on the road and start heading westward. It's going to take probably more than a week for us to make this journey because the distance is well over 2,000 kilometers.
We really don't know what to expect on this long journey, except that we know that there are tiny villages here and there, very remote. We don't know about the internet situation. There is one bus which goes from here all the way to the westernmost town in Mongolia, but we're not choosing to take that because we want to stop here and there and then enjoy the place more.
In the south, there's the Gobi Desert, which we already got to see when we came across the border from China. And on the west side, it's a bit of desert, a bit of grassland, and a bit of mountains. So the plan is to head towards that side and see if we can visit Russia from there. But because this journey is so off the beaten path, like compared to the usual route that we were advised to take, we're not really sure how much more to prepare. So the plan is to go now and prepare. Also do it on the go as we start moving from tomorrow.
Yeah. There's a poopy here. Need to run. That's why we wanna. Subscribe. By the way, do you know what today is?
That's a bug.
Okay, it's not a bug.
Okay.